fantastic week. Actually, looking forward to more of Amazon and Baidu and TSLA, LinkedIn, Wind Resorts. And I hope you got to get in on the ROST or Ross stores, because that was fantastic earnings report, and of course Netflix. So let's take a look at what's happening here for tomorrow. On Amazon, I would think that we will be looking at a even higher high, and as I told you the other day, right here is going to be our target. Eventually, I'm not saying when, but the way things look, sooner than later. Let's take a look at this from 324. I'm sorry, today it was long from 324, and I'm having trouble with feedback here. Okay, 324 was the long, and gave us about more than 8.5 points if you could write it. On the short side, there was no entry. Tomorrow, 328, 330, 331 is going to be the long. There is a double top here, so be careful around the 333. And then if it breaks through, then we'll be looking definitely to that 335 and then maybe the 336.7. On the short side, let's take a look at this from the 324 once more. And I could say 325, but be very cautious there. And 324, well, that'll be good. 325, 324. Either way, I think will work. And let's take a look next at Baidu then. And BIDU, I used to call this Bidu. And let's take a look at this. Actually, look at this continual drop on Baidu. And now, does Baba have anything to do with this? I have no idea. But I do think it has some reflection. And long for today was 241, which fizzled and gave us a minus. And on the short side, actually, this was a very good one from 240 down to 236.10, almost 4 points. For tomorrow, let's take it more seriously from the 235, 237, and maybe the 240 even on the long side. On the short, 234. Okay, and continuing here with TSLA. Well, bad reports, good reports. People are trying to figure out what to do with TSLA. Personally, I think this guy's got a lot more to offer than we're going to just get from one car. But let's see if TSLA is going to continue with this path. 250 was the short today, down to 246. It worked. Nothing long worked on this. For tomorrow, let's see if we can take it to yeah, because I had it from 253 and the high was 250.92, so nothing long worked for it. On the long side for tomorrow, let's try it from the 249, 250 on the long. For the short, let's see if we can grab some from the 245. If it's going to drop down, do you see this double bottom here? That could be the impetus to possibly push it higher instead, but we'll see. Okay, so that's Tesla. And LNKD, let's take a look now for LNKD, if I can get the symbol upright. LNKD, I am typing it well. So notice this is that M pattern I often talk about, but whenever there's a gap here, that doesn't mean that the M pattern is not there. Notice this? So let's see if this is truly that, because if it is, it will break that down. And when it breaks this bridge down right there, that's when we're going to look for for the bottoming. So if you're not going to go short, look for the bottom. And if this is not going to go down below, which it has, notice it's reaching down there to test it. And if it's going to drop below that, that's going to signal a short for sure. And here we're looking at LNKD, long from 222 to 23 to 24. That was today. And it worked very well from 222. Sorry, it worked the other way. It worked from 222 for a minus. From 221, it worked very well for a short down to 217.11. So for tomorrow, let's see if we can break above here. So we're going to go, that 222 is still your pivot right here, or that's going to be your pivot. You can go long or you can go short. If you want to be more assured, then wait for that 225 breakout. So looking along from 222 to 224, and looking short from 222 to 20, and see what happens. Okay, that's let's take a look next at WYNN. And WYNN is paid very nicely on the short side for today, from 181 down to 174.90. That's a 6-point drop plus. So that's excellent. For tomorrow, 180 to 181 long. For 180 being the pivot, is going to be 180, 179, 178 short. And we'll see if it can hit that 173 one more time. And speaking of M patterns, right there one more time, and it could hit that 169, 170 area. All right, and then next, ROST. Well, this is the one when I'm talking about earnings. You watch those earnings, okay? So notice the breakout and pop up higher. ROST was very nice to give us from 82.10 long, because it never reached down to quite to the 82. And I always tell my clients, 82.10, you know, 10%, 10 cents either way, it should work for you. So if you can grab it there, that's going to be good. Anything higher is going to be chasing, so you have to watch that pre-market. That's why it's so important. Okay, so the long side, 82.10. From 82.10, it went to 88.08, almost 6 points. So excellent trade on that. Now let's see what happened. Why that happened? Because you don't see the 88 on the daily, but you do see it right here. Now, if you were not in at 82 and rode partially, always write partially, by the way, on into earnings, or you're out of it totally and you look for the highs, which would in this case would have been the 83.50, and if you get into that in the long side, then you're going to grab some of this. I mean, I'm not talking about you will find the top totally, but you will find and grab some of this somewhere up here, and you can do that in a very quick, very profitable trade. So 87 would have been a possibility, 88 would have been a possibility, because notice how it basically conserved over there, and then it hit that 88. However, if it's going to pull back, watch the 85. 85 is going to be our midpoint for tomorrow. 85, 87, 89 long. And 89 is going to be iffy, so be careful there. On the short side, 84.50. 84.50 down to 84.83. Okay, so that's going to be more of an iffy trade too. So be careful with how you play this for tomorrow. Let's go back to the daily. And if you stayed with our aftermarkets and took advantage of that, hurrah for you. All right, NFLX. NFLX excellent. One more time, it is not trying to give in. You notice how it's fighting? There are believers in this, and I was one of them. I absolutely followed NFLX up the ladder while everybody was trashing it, and very well indeed. So now looking at NFLX right here, we're looking at about the 360 touch. That's going to be our pivot. So we'll see if we can do something with that right here. But at the same time, it finished at 368.14, so there was a bounce. So because of that, let's take a look at it long from 370, 372, 373, short 367, 365, 363, and then at 360, that's going to be crucial, and down to about the 356. Okay, that's it then. Trade it well and carefully as always, and I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great weekend, by the way. Tomorrow is Friday after all. Enjoy your weekend. Next week is Thanksgiving week. It's going to be more difficult. Very slow is what I predict. Of course, with these algorithms, you never know anymore. It used to be slow. Let's put it that way. And if you go away, have a great Thanksgiving week. You certainly earned it, and we all have. And I will be reporting Monday and Tuesday. We'll take off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then we'll return the following Monday. Bye-bye. Enjoy.